with Deadpool and Wolverine finally sharing the big screen. The age-old question is roaring back. Who really wins when these two immortal maniacs duel? We've seen them clash in the comics and now in the movies, but their battles are always more than just claws versus they're a chaotic dance of healing factors, dark humor, and a rivalry that has defined both of them for decades. On the surface, they're polar opposites. But dig a little deeper, and ULL find they forever linked by the Weapon X program that twisted both of their lives. So today, we're breaking down their most brutal and hilarious showdowns to finally try and settle the score. Now, before we dive into who would win in a fight, let's look at why they keep ending up in conflict in the first place. They have a lot in common. Both are known for their healing factors, dark senses of humor, and red and black costumes. But they're also complete opposites. Logan is a tortured soul, haunted by his past and often lost in a cloud of misery. Wade is manic, loud, and desperately seeking a reason to keep going. Wolverine represents the darkness and shadows of the superhero world. Deadpool, on the other hand, is its shining beacon of absurdity and insanity. Together, they're like Batman and Robin, except both are Batman. No! Like Batman and Bane, except both are Batman and Bane. And if that sounds ridiculous, well, that's exactly what Deadpool would say in the comics. Their story started in 1974 with the debut of Wolverine in issue number 1 of Marvel Comics Presents. At that time, Deadpool didn't exist yet, but their paths would collide years later in the early 90s when Deadpool was created. The Merc with a mouth burst onto the scene in issue 20. It was here that the foundation of their relationship was laid. In this story, Deadpool mistakes Wolverine's mutant companion, Nightcrawler, for Wolverine and attempts to kill him. As you can imagine, this leads to a brawl. But it's not just about fists and fury. It's about establishing their core characteristics, setting the tone for their future interactions. In fact, in some ways, Deadpool becomes a catalyst for Wolverine's character development. Wade challenges Logan in ways no one else can, poking and prodding until he cracks, forcing him to confront his own demons. In essence, their relationship acts as a mirror, reflecting and amplifying their shared traits. In doing so, they each become more extreme versions of themselves, pushing each other to the brink of madness and mayhem. Deadpool pushes Wolverine over the edge into full-on berserker mode. Wolverine pushes Deadpool to fully embrace his psychotic side. With such a tangled history, who actually comes out on top when they do good? Well, their first encounter is detailed in the pages of Wolverine number 88 in 1994, and it is a banger. Deadpool, recently dumped by his girlfriend, decides to exact revenge on the guy she's moved on to. Little does he know, that guy is one of Wolverine's closest friends. And that's when the claws come out. It's not a long fight. Deadpool gets the upper hand and leaves Wolverine dead center in his crosshairs. And in a shocking move, Deadpool fires both his pistols into Logan's chest, ending the fight and the life of one of Marvel's most beloved That is, of course, until you realize Wolverine is basically immortal, thanks to his incredible healing factor. Even after getting shot twice in the heart, he survives! And when he recovers, he tracks down Deadpool for payback. The fight is personal, visceral, and entirely one-sided. This time, Wolverine tears Deadpool apart, literally slicing him up, making him bleed, and even putting him on display in a box. Still alive, of course, but definitely traumatized. But you know what happened next. They became friends. Yeah, because that's the thing about their relationship. They're like siblings. They fight, they bicker, they drive each other crazy, but when push comes to shove, they have each other's backs. However, their friendship isn't built on kindness or mutual admiration. It's cemented in shared trauma and understanding. They understand each other in a way no one else can. And in the grand scheme of the Marvel Universe, that's worth more than any victory or defeat in a fight. But what happens when they're on opposite sides of the battlefield? The Wolverine. Origins storyline, published in 2006, is their most brutal and heartbreaking chapter. To make a long story short, Wolverine hires Deadpool to kill him. Why? Because he wants his son, Deacon, to think he did it. This is all part of a plan to manipulate and force Dakin to join the X-Men, which is what Wolverine believes Dakin wants deep down. But Wade doesn't know any of this. He just thinks he's been hired to kill Logan. And so, the fight is on. Deadpool goes all out. He turns Wolverine's date into a massacre. He blows him up in a sewer. He launches him into oncoming traffic. He even at one point takes over Wolverine's mind and fights himself. It's a battle that tests Logan's endurance, his sanity, and his faith in humanity. The fight ends in tragedy, with Wade nearly killing Laura Kinney, who he mistakenly believes to be Wolverine. This story drives home the impact of their relationship. It's not just about punches and cuts. It's about deception, trust, and the consequences of a broken mind. And it showcases that neither of them really wants the other to die, even when they think they do. Fast forward to 2022 and we see their rivalry reach the big screen in the movie and the results are spectacular. The film is an explosive mix of action, comedy, and pop culture references that somehow perfectly captures the essence of their comic book relationship. Their first fight in the movie is a brutal ballet of regeneration and violence. Deadpool dances around Wolverine's attacks, slicing and dicing with his katana. He taunts and teases, all while managing to stay one step ahead of Logan. It's a fast-paced, bloody affair that showcases the tenacity of both characters. But the real magic happens in the second fight, which takes place inside a moving car. You haven't lived until you've seen Wolverine snap Deadpool's arm in half and then calmly suggest they should probably stop. The entire sequence is choreographed to the tune of "You're the One That I Want," and it is glorious. The fight is hilarious, unpredictable, and at times terrifying. It's the perfect encapsulation of their relationship, one part deadly, two parts absurd. The movie gives us a glimpse into what makes them so great, their ability to push each other to the limit and beyond. It's a reminder that their connection is unlike anything else in the Marvel Universe. So when it comes to determining a definitive winner, the answer is simple. Neither of them really wins. Their battles are more about the journey than the destination. It's about the scars they leave on each other, both physically and emotionally. They're rivals, yes, but they're also friends, confidants, and in a strange way, kindred spirits. They may fight, they may clash, but they wouldn't be who they are without the other. In the end, their story is a reminder that sometimes the greatest battles aren't fought with fists or weapons, but with the complexities of the human heart. Now, in case you missed it, our last video, you can check out our breakdown of Venom vs. Carnage. And for even more nerdy breakdowns and deep dives, hit that subscribe button and stay up to date with the latest from our channel. Thanks for watching!
Follow Unlimited League Zone. Like, share, and subscribe for more superhero battles.